I mean, I'm sure when someone invented the wheel, it was like the best thing ever. But now cars are just regular.
And they can't just keep calling Jupp Heynckes out of retirement, you know? He's enjoying his bottle of red wine.
I was thinking this. He's taken over teams who should be doing really good in bad positions and then made them great. That's what made him so good. Right, so there's that and more coming up in the next few minutes as myself and Paddy go through your Q&A questions. I'm back.
Yep.
Did you miss me last week?
Were you gone?
Oh, okay. You'll play that card. Get on with the questions.
No, I did. But I'm sure other people did. Vishara Kishore Badam will kick us off today with, can Sterling get a top 3 position in the Ballon d'Or? Of course, you're a massive Sterling fan, so best one to ask.
Big Sterling fan. Actually, so this is only a few days ago, the 30-man list came out. I don't know why it's 30, by the way. The last 10 haven't got a chance.
No.
Yeah, so why do you just make it 10? Yeah. Anyway, yes, Sterling can. I think Messi and Van Dijk can put up there as my top 2, and I think Sadio Mane, I thought, is between him and Sterling. Yeah. Because they're so consistent.
So you would have those 3 ahead of Ronaldo and Mbappe as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for this year. Yeah. The one thing I don't like about the Ballon d'Or is the fact it's a calendar year. It makes it very difficult.
It does, very much so, yeah. It's going to be an interesting top 3 for sure. That 3rd position will be completely open. Still, they'll probably surprise us all and just go for Ronaldo anyway.
Yeah, probably. But in answer to your question, yes, he can, Sterling, get a top 3 for sure. Luke Barr, 2 B's there, who said, for Paddy, why is Lucien Favre not being appreciated enough for what he's brought to Dortmund?
Well, he hasn't brought much.
I was going to say, ask me what he's bought.
Yeah, I mean, it's the morning after a 2-0 loss, of course, when we're filming this. I think Favre showed a lot in his first, period with Dortmund, but I think this season has been fairly underwhelming, and the jury is definitely out. There's pressure on him. They're talking about Mourinho, of all people.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But they are talking about replacements. Nico was actually filming his German video before and said that definitely Dortmund will be so reluctant to change coaches during a season. 100%. That's not the sort of club that they are. But Favre has a lot to prove, and that's probably why he's not being appreciated. Yes, he's brought together some nice attacking football at various moments, but the fact of the matter is they can't defend at the moment, and they're still leaking goals and they're still losing games, or not winning games that they should win. So he's not being appreciated because he's not bringing that much.
The only good thing is that Bayern are also struggling.
That is the only good thing for Dortmund, yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. From Luke Sokal, is Liverpool's playing style a disaster waiting to happen? Wow.
That's strong.
That's a glass mostly empty, isn't it? Yeah. Now that Man United have been successful with targeting their fullbacks, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, can more teams use this to their advantage?
Yes and no. They can look at the good bits of what Man United did. Obviously, stop being the first team to stop winning in the Premier League this year. But no, overall, I don't think you could just pinpoint that and be like, oh, that's it. Yeah, Liverpool suck for the rest of the season. They've done it. Yeah. Man, you cracked the code. I'm not sure it's that simple. I said it before, especially with Liverpool and Manchester City. Whenever they have a blip, if you can consider getting a point at Old Trafford a blip, it's very, very rare. And the way that why they're so good is because they play so well consistently. So Robertson and Arnold may have been stopped for a game. Big whoop. They're not going to be stopped for the next 8, 9 out of 10. Yep. They're just continuously good is what makes them the best, and they can have an off day. United weren't exactly sort of tactical geniuses. They rode their luck a little bit, and let's not forget that the goal did come from a Robertson cross anyway. So maybe they didn't stop them too much. Don't want to shit all over that question, but...
And United again.
No, don't bring it up. But they didn't exactly stop them. Yeah. Right, next up, M. Rayan, who said, another Liverpool question, who do Liverpool prefer having next season, James Maddison or Coutinho?
It's a good question. I still think Coutinho is the better player.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think obviously he wasn't great at Barcelona, but has showed how good he is back at Bayern Munich in certain parts. Maddison's a great player as well, English, so the fans will certainly enjoy the fact of having him having him as part of that side. But I think Coutinho is the better player.
Would he fit back in though?
It's a great question because it's a completely different team to
the one he left. Yeah.
He's also left with a lot of bad feeling behind, so I would be surprised if he ended up at Liverpool at all. But I just think that probably he'd be better off being there than Maddison. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree though? Because it doesn't look like you do. And
nah.
That's okay if you don't, mate.
I don't know. I think James Maddison is far more realistic, but I do agree that Coutinho is the better player.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of half agree, half disagree. I think Maddison's going to be on everyone's radar. He's brilliant.
Agreed. From Gichu Nepotu, which team would best suit Mourinho? We spoke about him before.
Now that you've just dropped this Dortmund bomb on me, I can kind of see it.
It's not much. What? Yeah.
I tell you why, because Mourinho throughout his career, the best thing about him is he's taken, like, fallen giants, if you will. He's taken over teams who should be doing really good in bad positions and then made them great. That's what made him so good. Chelsea had ambitions of being the best and he took them there. Porto won an absolute shocker when he took them over back in 2003, right? Inter Milan were really struggling before he took them to the Champions League. Real Madrid as well was struggling to get anything out of Barcelona. That was awesome, taking them back to the top. He didn't quite manage it with Manchester United.
Or Chelsea in the second spell, yeah.
Or Chelsea in the second spell somewhat. But I just would love to see him that one step down from the big club. I mentioned it the other day, like Monaco or somewhere. It's
a fair call. I mean, we also should remember that, Mourinho's reputation now as being that park the bus sort of thing, but he hasn't always been like that. I mean, he had teams that still function very, very well in the front half. Look at that first time at Chelsea, look at Real Madrid in certain parts, look at Inter as well. So, we know that Dortmund has a good front half. The problem is their back. So, if you look at it from that point of view, I see it, but I just think he's a grumpy old bastard at the moment, and I don't know if Dortmund need that.
This is the problem. There's too much focus on his off-the-field shenanigans rather than the fact that he is, regardless of what you say, a top coach who wins everywhere he goes.
Yeah. But Dortmund could be the sort of club that he goes for. I mean, they've talked about him in link with Bayern as well, but I know that Rummenigge and Hoeneß desperately hate Mourinho. They will never have him at the club.
Yeah.
So
they're also hell-bent on a German speaker at Bayern as well.
Correct, so. Yeah. Okay, your turn, I guess.
Next up, from Zeke F, who says, if Mbappe is to succeed Messi and Ronaldo, who will be his biggest rival?
At the moment, daylight. Yeah, at least in the long term.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fantastic players at the moment. Sancho could be one that we mentioned, but I still think he's got some big steps to take.
Yeah, me too.
There's guys like Van Dijk who'll still be around for a few seasons as well. We mentioned a couple of them with the Ballon d'Or as well. Sterling's not exactly getting over the hill either.
He's only 24.
Exactly. So there's some fantastic players there, but I think Mbappe, pound for pound, looks like he could be the next superstar. And I don't see anyone quite of that ilk if he actually reaches all that potential.
Yeah, I think he's going to be streaks ahead.
Yeah.
I'm also going to throw João Felix in there as well.
Yeah, good call as well.
Be a big one.
From Nina Tian, do you think, it's a Man United question, about time, do you think Man United will soon lose their brand and title as a big club? Just be careful now.
No, they won't lose their title as a big club.
You're just saying that because...
No. Yeah. And I had this discussion actually with a friend who's a United fan the other day, who very rightly said that United are still, and barring like relegation or something absurd, which I can't see happening, they still will be this big club because of their history. They still, face it, they haven't been in the Champions League for a few years, right? And they're still shelling out Champions League money and being, drawn into loads of players. If there's a team outside the Champions League now, like Arsenal, or if Spurs get out of there, and then you've got like Everton, that sort of level, Wolves is 7th. If you ring up Neymar's agent or Mbappe's agent, they say no, they wouldn't even answer the phone. But if Man United did, they'd still answer.
They'd at least have the conversation.
Yeah. They'd at least have the conversation, and that's because United just is a big club. The best way I put it, we were discussing the other day the whole who's going to be sacked first, Pochettino or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think if the Spurs job is open, you'd still wait a few weeks to see if the United job becomes available because it's United.
Yeah,
whereas if the United job's open, you take it and don't worry about if the Spurs one comes available because United are still a massive club.
The only thing missing for United, because they have great stadium, great history, great fans, also corporate-wise, they're in a fantastic place. They're just missing success and have for a while now, but that's the only thing missing. They will be a big club for many, many years to come.
The only thing that they've lost actually is that Chevrolet deal on their shirt.
Correct.
Apparently they didn't want to be associated with losers.
Maybe that's the first sign that things aren't, they need to pick things up on the pitch, but it's far from a disaster. There'll be a line around the corner to sponsor Man United on their shirt.
They're still United, Right, next up, quick fire. I haven't had one today. From Wasey. Who is more important for their club, Sterling or De Bruyne?
Sterling.
That's a tough one, though.
Yeah.
Salah or Mane?
Mane.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's so hard.
No, but I'm going for that. Big Mane fan. Kane or Son?
Kane.
Okay, good answer. Mount or Abraham?
I think we spoke about this last week, didn't we?
Mount or Abraham?
Yeah, I think I said, yeah, you weren't here, so of course, how would you know? I think I said Abraham because I think there's enough good attackers for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think they need a good striker, and they've struggled for one for a while. So.
James or Rashford?
Rashford, yeah.
Aubameyang or Torreira?
Aubameyang.
Yeah, that's quite an easy one there. Yeah. Neymar, Cavani, Icardi or Mbappe?
Easily Mbappe.
Yeah.
Much more than the other three put together. Yeah.
Nabry or Coutinho?
Nabry.
Okay, all right. There's some difficult ones.
There were some tough ones. Okay, from Mark My Words, what is stopping PSG from winning the Champions League until now? Do you think they'll break the jinx this time?
I think PSG just need a little bit of luck to win. Like
City.
Yeah. Need a little bit of luck. Or even Spurs getting to the final last year.
Yeah.
With that United game where Buffon had an absolute shocker and then a last minute penalty, and you look at these things that they could swing one way or the other, eventually I think they'll swing PSG's way because they've definitely got the firepower.
Yep.
That mean they're smashing the group at the moment.
Having Neymar available for the whole of the tournament
would also help.
Yeah.
When they get into the key stages, if Neymar stays injury free, I think defensively they've still got a few problems.
Yep.
But if they can go and score 4-5 a game, I'm sure they're not going to concede that many.
So you're saying they're in the top 3 this season?
Yeah, actually, yeah. The way they've started, PSG, they'd be in my top 2 for the Champions League. Cool. So, before we forget, make sure you subscribe because myself and Paddy will be here doing some Q&As and you guys can leave all of your questions if you're keeping up to date with the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Next up from Jonas Iscariot. What can Bayern do to solve their defensive issues? Do you think sacking Kovac is a good option?
Ooh, two-parter. First of all, Zula was definitely a blow for them to lose him long-term to a knee injury. I think they still have a lot of quality with Boateng. I think they've underused him a little bit when he's been fit in recent weeks. Had a good run there and then they switched it back again. But they still have Pavard, they have Lucas, who can both play centrally as good as they can out wide. They've still got Alaba and Kimmich on the flanks as well to cover those positions. Defensively, I think it'll come for Bayern. I would like to see a bit more Javier Martinez in there as well. Maybe as a holding midfielder, but also he can do that job in central defence as well. He's not Kovac's favourite, but I think he's shown for a long time how important he is to that Bayern side, and I think that will make a big difference. Sacking Kovac, again, like Dortmund sacking Favre, it's something that they really don't want to do, the Bayern board. But let's just see how the next few weeks pan out. It's not a disaster this season, but a couple of bad results and things will get very, very dirty for Niko Kovac, I believe.
The problem is they need to have someone lined up to replace him.
Correct.
And until that's available, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and they can't just keep calling Jupp Heynckes out of retirement. He's enjoying his bottle of red wine.
I was thinking this.
On his little terrace out in Bavaria.
Isn't it 3 times he's managed buying?
I think it's like as many years as you are old. I think so. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Good God. Wow.
Okay, now it's my turn. From Sergio Martinez, what is the one thing from the past that you guys miss the most about your favourite teams or other teams?
The one thing from the past? The one player? The one...
Could be, could be.
Oh, boy. Wow, that's quite a broad question. I'm going to go, the one thing I miss was David Ginola at Tottenham.
Oh, yeah.
That was just... I think it's because I was a kid as well, but the excitement that he brought.
Pretty good, yeah.
He was, he won the PFA Player of the Year at Spurs in 1999.
Yeah.
And that's like, for a team that were mid-table, they won the League Cup.
Yeah.
But, the Player of the Year always goes to one of the big guys who wins the Premier League. And he was incredibly exciting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For me, bringing it back.
I think I miss... When I first sort of really got into football, was the highlights once a week, because we didn't get any of the games down in Australia or anything like that. We just got the highlights once a week on a Monday night, and it was like the highlight of you're at school, no one wants to be at school on a Monday. You get home, you know that the highlights are on, and you got no phone to distract you, anything like that. Yeah. You don't even know the results because you haven't been on the internet.
There's too much information these days.
Exactly, and you'd sit there and everything would be new. Yeah. Even on a Monday, and that was fantastic. You'd see some of these players running around, hitting stonkers like Ginola or Harry Kewell, stuff like that. It was That was.
I love how you threw Harry Kewell.
Yeah, mate, because he hit a lot back in those days as well.
He did.
Yeah,
I remember.
That was what I missed. Just a little bit of innocence to the way we consume our football. And
have you ever tried now to not look at the results before you watch the highlights?
my brother does it, and he's like, "Don't text me." And I'm like, "How the hell? What are you living in a like in
My
a
dad
cave?"
does it.
Yeah,
My dad does it. He shuts off his phone all Saturday afternoon until match of the day
that's
comes
insane.
on.
Yeah.
Just so he doesn't know.
God forbid there's an emergency.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Commitment though.
Yeah, that's
massive
right.
commitment.
Yeah.
Right, next up, Rushikesh Yadav. It's quite a long one. It says, if Pele and Maradona didn't have the longevity at peak for more than 10 seasons at the highest level of football, why are they still touted as better than Messi or Ronaldo?
No, we leave that there actually because that's a super long question.
That is a long one.
Yeah, but that's a good
but
question
why?
as well. Yeah, I think it's a fair point. For us, of course, we definitely went around when Pele and Maradona were at their best. We have to take a lot of words from a lot of people in the know and highlights and things like that, at what it is. But I think probably the key difference here is how much they were ambassadors of the game at that point, when the game was really just breaking out in terms of a worldwide understanding of it. And players like Maradona, players like Pele, they were the ones to really go global for the first time.
Yeah.
And now, obviously with all due respect to Messi and Ronaldo, who are absolutely household names, so are Pele and Maradona. Even to a 10-year-old kid, they know this legend from where it sort of started. And I think that's maybe the key difference. The way that they not just performed on the pitch, but actually broke down, this world football barrier and became a household name.
I think what they brought across. Also though, the one thing I think is that when the older generation of football fans potentially sort of fade out of the game, get taken over, there won't be as many stories.
But yeah, of course.
Because if you ask anyone now, like if you ask the older generation, they'd all be like, oh yeah, Pele and Maradona are amazing.
Yeah, but at least now we have sweet Netflix documentaries, so it's all good. Yeah.
But then, I personally, even though obviously Pele won 3 World Cups and you can point to what people have won, personally think they were brilliant at the time. There were also other fantastic players, but they haven't got anything on Messi and Ronaldo.
But their legacy and what they did.
The legacy
for the
does,
game.
but as players, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure when someone invented the wheel, it was like the best thing ever. But now cars are just regular.
That actually went better than I thought.
It does. Like when the wheel came out, I'm sure it was great.
No, there's no need to go more into it.
No, I'm just explaining the fact that Pele and Maradona.
Everyone got it.
Yeah,
mate. Everyone got it. Yeah. Let's finish.
You
this
get
up.
what I'm saying. You don't want to hear it anymore.
Tom Moore, if you could manage one team, past or present, club level or international, who would you pick and why?
Would I manage them to the same success?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not as good a manager as most of these managers, probably.
As Alf Ramsey, England's World Cup winning coach.
I knew you were trying to say that. Yeah.
I just step into the dugout and win the World Cup.
Exactly. Nice. Yeah.
Who would be exciting? It would have to be Barcelona. Just from my point of view, that Guardiola team with Messi and Henry and Eto'o and then Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, that's nuts.
Yeah, also I think that peak Juventus team with Zidane and the guys like that, that would be fantastic.
Trezeguet.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh crap, that's a good one.
Thuram as well. Also the class of team for Man United as well. When Butt and Beckham and Keane and all of them were coming into their prime, I think another team that you'd love to manage,
There's probably loads.
Yeah, there will be loads.
But you guys let us know yours. That is it from myself and Paddy. Not going to go into any more explanations.
No.
He's just going to ridicule me again.
Any more nice metaphors you want to share? Yeah.
No more for this week. But you guys can let us know all of your questions. Look out every Wednesday night for the YouTube community tab post, where you let us know for the following week. But from myself and Paddy, that's all for now. So we'll see you guys next time.
It was really good.
Nice. Nice.
Great end to the show.